Hey everyone, so I'm just going to do a little video of my experience auditioning for my university because I thought some people might want to know what it's like to audition or have an audition coming up and wanted some tips and stuff. So I figured why not? I wanted this video for a very long time and I wasn't sure why I got to it, so I'm just going to talk a little about that right now. So anyway, it was a very small and simple process for me, luckily. For starters, because I was already a student in school, so it made it 10 times easier. So what I did was, first of all, I transferred in the fall last year to my university after getting my associates. So what I did was I wasn't originally declared as a music major then, so I had to work on that. So first when I transferred, I started off as the 25 credit, which is lower level track for the music major at my university. They have a 25 credit level track and a 42 credit level track. So what I did was first I started off as a 25, took some prerequisite things that I needed to help me, which was taking music theory fundamentals, because I never took that before. I've only ever done just private lessons in voice and piano, so I never took any formal theory classes, so I had to do that to get some foundation for what I have to do in the future. So I took that, and then I also took group voice lessons with school because you also have to audition for private lessons. So what I did was I worked with my teacher during office hours who taught the group class, and he was very, very helpful to help prepare me for this audition. So I'm so grateful for that. So anyway, first thing I had to do was choose my song, so I did that a while before the audition. So my audition was in March. I had my song chosen November time. So yeah, and I just kept working on it a lot and just doing what I had to do to be ready to do my audition. So it was actually a lot more simple than I think. So I just went to school like a normal day because I'm already a student there, so it was very easy. My audition was in the afternoon, so I spent the morning just not letting myself be nervous or whatever, and making sure I'm mentally ready, work on my song a little bit, do some warm-ups and what I had to do before. So I did that, and then when it was time for my audition, I just waited till they called me in, and then I just went in and they asked me a few questions, then they had me do my song, and then they had me step out for a second, and then they called me back in to tell me whether I was approved or not, and they told me I was approved, and I was so happy because I really, really wanted this. I wanted to be able to get more opportunities out of that track level. So that's why I auditioned instead of staying as a 25, because 25 credit, you only just do a couple theory classes, history classes and stuff. So it's a little bit less. I'll explain the differences between that in a minute. Okay, so that was my audition, and I was very glad I was approved because otherwise it would have really determined my future very differently. So anyway, that's because the reason why it would be different is because the 25 credit level track, you do only basic stuff, just a couple theory classes and a couple history classes. You don't do as much performance. I think you still take piano as a 25, I believe, so I'm assuming you still do that too. That's one thing in common. You can take some other ensemble classes, but it's not that many that are required to even take. But the 42 credit, you do a lot more of the theory, history, and performance stuff. So that's a big difference. And you definitely do have to take piano as a 42 credit, so that's also a major difference. So you get a lot more you can do, and you also get to do private lessons. Well, you have to and you get to. You can't really, they wouldn't let you do private lessons the lower track as a 25 credit or any other major. You have to be declared as the 42 apparently in order to be able to do lessons, whether being permitted to or being required to, both. So that was the main reason why I wanted to audition, was to get private lessons. So that was what I had to do in order to do so. And I also had to change to 42. So that was the reason why I did that. And I'm very glad I did, because it was all so worth it in the end. So yeah, that was about my audition itself. And some tips I would give is, first thing, you do not want to anticipate anything about the future, because I was before the audition, I was like I was saying before, this is gonna basically determine my future, so I'm not gonna let myself think about that on the day of the audition, because that's just gonna make you more nervous. That's one thing. Number two is do lots and lots of breathing exercises for them, because that would really, really make a huge difference. Number 3, don't walk into the room if you're shaking. Wait until you are not. And the last thing is just tell yourself, it's so funny because like I had a friend in one of my classes who can tell me this. She was just like, doesn't even matter if the people on the panel are dressed up in like gorilla suits. It does not change the fact that you were prepared and you got this. So just tell yourself that too, because humor is the best way to overcome anxiety, I'll tell you that. But you are still going to be a little bit nervous, but not as severely. Like you're definitely not gonna get to the point where you'd have a breakdown or whatever, even if you are a little bit nervous. Because I was still a little bit nervous, but I was just trying not to think about it at all. But I got through the audition and I got it, so whatever even happened doesn't even matter anymore, because yeah. So anyway, so that's for the video, and I hope that it was helpful and hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.